Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. A surprise move by the now former Jeffersonville police chief. Kenny Kavanaugh announced just last night he was stepping down effective immediately after 10 years on the job. The mayor then moved quickly to appoint a new interim chief. Our Clary Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer explained the reason behind his sudden departure.
I am going to be stepping down as chief of police.
An abrupt change in leadership for the Jeffersonville Police Department. After 10 years on the job, Kenny Kavanaugh is being replaced by Assistant Chief Scott McVoy, appointed interim chief by Mayor Mike Moore, effective immediately. In a news release, Mayor Moore wrote, quote, "I've concluded that we need a change in leadership in the department in light of the ongoing financial pressures facing the city." This after an afternoon meeting between the mayor and Kavanaugh. His response after being asked if it was the mayor's decision to have him step down.
Well, we had that meeting, and also, I'm appointed by him.
Former Chief Kenny Kavanaugh repeatedly points to financial changes in the department's contract and impacts of Senate Bill 1 as obstacles for the Jeffersonville Police Department. Senate Bill 1 is a new Indiana law that changes how taxes are collected by municipalities. Taxes that fund essential services like the police department.
The state of Indiana is harping on Senate Bill 1. The city of Jeffersonville seems to be in a lot of struggles of which direction we're going to go and where the goalpost exactly is.
Kavanaugh has seen changes coming for over a year and a half. Now he steps down to his position of captain on the force.
And this is what I wanted to share, and this is what I was wanting to do. And as you can see, I actually feel really good about this and this move here.
As the city welcomes new leadership and acknowledges the difficult decisions to come. In Jeffersonville, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
Kavanaugh said he wrote a letter to the mayor about a new work schedule that was costing the city in overtime pay. He said with the uncontrolled factors for everyday police work, it could not accommodate a weekly reduction in the baseline hours because of Senate Bill 1 there in Indiana, which has caused so many communities to make significant cuts. Kavanaugh was appointed as police chief in March of 2015, making history as Jeffersonville's first black police chief. The Shelby County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in a murder investigation. In a post on Facebook, the Sheriff's Office said deputies found a man dead inside of his home in the Spring Oaks neighborhood Wednesday. That's just north of downtown Shelbyville. No arrests have been made and there is no indication of how that man died. Anyone with information can contact that number there on your screen. That's Captain Blake Lispy's number at 502-633-4324. The state fire marshal's office is investigating the cause of a fire that severely damaged a fire station. This happened in Vine Grove early Wednesday morning. The chief told our Conroy Deluche most of the equipment can be replaced, but one antique is lost to history.
When the call comes into the Vine Grove area, volunteers jump into action. Wednesday morning, they responded to their own station.
Very difficult on the firefighters, because they are the ones that are sitting there having to battle equipment that they know is theirs.
Daylight revealed melted tires, ash-covered floors, a torch tanker, and a fire-damaged F-350 pickup. The fire chief says that in all this, the good news is that no one was injured. Most of this can be replaced, and there are 2 other operating fire stations right in the area, so service should be unaffected. The fire chief believes this could have been caused by a possible lightning strike during a storm. Richard Peters drove up Thursday morning to see the destruction for himself.
First time I've seen it, yeah.
He lives about 2 miles away, but helped restore a piece of the area's history. This 1941 antique fire truck that he found in a junkyard and later sold to the fire department.
And I said, I got to have that. I got to restore that because that's too much history to be wasted.
But now the old truck is a burned out shell.
Look at it now, it makes you sick.
And will remain parked.
I can't replace the history of the 41.
Inside the damaged fire station. In Hardin County, Conroy Deluche, WHAS 11 on your side.
Chief Haddle believes the fire was sparked again by that lightning strike, but the exact cause remains under investigation by the state. Shouldn't be seeing too much lightning in the next day or two, right, Matt?
That's right.
Okay.
Lightning free in this forecast, Brooke. We are finally settling into a better weather pattern. We're certainly in better temperature ranges than we were earlier this week. You know, Monday and Tuesday, we were in the 90s around this time of the afternoon. Now we're in those mid 70s with those clouds beginning to fade across our downtown Louisville. This is a live look across the Ohio River thanks to our U of L Health Skycam positioned in downtown. Temperatures making their way into the lower 70s this afternoon. 73 near Scottsburg, Indiana, 72 Shepherdsville, upper 60s for you folks near Elizabethtown, and satellite and radar continuing to stay quiet and dry. You'll notice that we're not tracking any incoming showers or any incoming extra clouds. We are going to remain mostly sunny throughout the rest of our Friday. Headed later on into the afternoon, you can expect any lingering clouds to still begin to fade away. As we enter the evening hours, those temperatures do warm up into the upper 80s, but this is the last time we see the 80s for a while until we head into our next upcoming week. Now, your Saturday morning and afternoon will be warmer into the upper 80s, but as I mentioned, we are on our way to a better temperature trend, especially as we go into these next upcoming days. We're expecting temperatures today to reach the mid-80s with plenty of comfortable conditions. The winds will continue to stay out of the northeast, bringing in some of that less humid air. But the last time that we had temperatures for highs in the 70s was June 9th. And we're headed that direction as we go into the next upcoming work week. We'll have all those details coming up here in just a few short minutes. Brooke?
All right, Matt, thanks. JCPS said it'll have a new supply of fresh milk by the middle of next week. The district pulled all fresh milk from schools on Wednesday after students said it tasted funny. In the meantime, JCPS told parents schools will have shelf-stable milk available as well as cups of water for students. The district said its milk supplier, Prairie Farms, will make that delivery come next week. Mandatory relocations are happening now at Dosker Manor after the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development approved the demolition of that public housing complex. The Louisville Metro Housing Authority plans to knock down all 3 buildings of Dosker Manor in the beginning of next year. About 160 people still live there and will have to be moved out by the end of December. A multi-year redevelopment plan will then start to build that new affordable housing. LMHA said the original residents will get first dibs to move back in if they choose.
What we found in other relocations is sometimes the first move is so great, people don't necessarily want to come back. But if they do want to come back, they'll have a first preference.
So the first building to go will be the former First Link grocery store there on East Liberty Street.